welcome back. Now, Human Settlements Minister Mmamoloko Kubayi is currently leading Team South Africa at the 11th session of the World Urban Forum. Now, the event is being hosted by the Polish government, and the forum is meant to share knowledge and solutions to sustainable urban development. Now, for more details, we're joined from Poland by Mpumalanga Human Settlements MEC, Speedy Mashilo. MEC, thank you so much for your time, and good morning to you from this side of the world, understanding that you're currently in Poland attending the World Urban Forum. But let's talk about the forum for a moment. How is this attendance beneficial to South Africa, as well as understanding, of course, world standards, international standards when it comes to urban planning, into human settlements, as well as just understanding how it can benefit South Africans?
Thanks very much, Tumela, and very good morning. Yes, indeed, it's good morning this side as well. Of course, this conference we viewed as a very important conference, attended by almost over 20,000 participants. The key issue is the policy imperatives, where we're discussing how best can we do away with the slums. We've checked the country, the world. Almost all the countries in the world, they do have the informal settlement. And this is what we are grappling with. There are a number of very important people who give good ideas how best we can eradicate. Obviously, the question has been asked, can we do away with the slums all over the world? The answer is always going to be difficult, because the assessment and the report presented by various countries is said that a majority of the slums are created by people either they've got the interest of crime, committing crime, because on the slums there are no roads, there are no services, and make it even the police difficult to enter the space. But that's what we have discussed. The key issue that today we'll deal with is the implementation of those policies. That majority of countries, they do have policies, but they are not implemented. As well in South Africa, there are municipalities that have developed the policies, but those policies are not find implementations. And I think that's what we're grappling with. There are a number of, professionals, universities from the South Africa and across the globe that are trying to sponsor some ideas about this matter we're discussing.
Yeah, and also, MEC, I understand you're gathering under the theme, transforming our cities for a better urban future. What does that urban future potentially look like?
Look, people are moving away from the rural areas and the farm areas. They go to the cities. And that's exactly what we must deal with, because otherwise our cities, they are going to be overloaded. When you check Cape Town, you can see how much the slums are there. In Kailaisha, you go to Nairobi, India, in the New Delhi, across the countries, of course, the world. We found that our cities are overloaded. And if we're not going to deal with that issue, indeed, the cities are not going to cope. When you check in South Africa, Johannesburg as well, you can set it. That really we must deal with this issue of the city development and how best can the infrastructure accommodate majority of our people from the rural areas that are looking for employment opportunities in the city centers.
Now, you also mentioned earlier on that the forum is going to gather, different experts and, academia. We're expecting to see, of course, business, civil society, public sector as well gathering in conversation to steer policy to benefit, of course, not only South Africa, but I'm sure the entire world, because the world has gathered there. But I also understand, MEC, that there will be a showcase of the work being done, of course, in implementing the new urban agenda. Now, how does the new urban agenda work, in line with the National Development Plan?
Well, it is important that there must be alignment. And that's what we have discussed, that if we're not going to have a proper alignment, our policies can't speak to one another. We can't able to think where is the country going in terms of the plan. And that's where our policies that we're discussing today, we said we must realign with the visions of any countries. I've seen Senegal presenting yesterday as well as Zimbabwe presenting. And they've presented their vision 2063. And moreover, in our case, we'll have 2030, and that's what we are going to do. As a province or as government, we must align all our provinces so that they are speaking to the actual problems that we face. Our municipalities are passing budget now, but if you can check some of the budget are passing, you find they don't speak to the plan of the human settlement. They don't speak to the actual problem that the country is facing. And this is what this conference is discussing. We are helping the country. Salga is here, a number of municipalities that are well represented.
Yeah. So with that being said, maybe give us a clear picture here, MEC, on how human settlements then plans to ensure that through this new urban agenda, in alignment with the National Development Plan, you will then also consider, water and sanitation, economic opportunities. How do those practically look like? Just in terms of your strategy or your plan strategy, practically, how would then that look like for South Africa?
Well, there are challenges. Obviously, you need a master plan that must be adopted by all provincial government, and that master plan must speak to the municipalities. So that when human settlement, because remember, we're no longer housing, we're a human settlement in South Africa. Now, obviously, as we design the master plan, you have a lot of the missing gap. Now, municipalities must do what we call fill in the missing word, where education comes in. Municipality says, I'm going to do community hall here, I'm going to do the economic areas, that area, and there I'm going to do health, which are clinics. That's what we need to do, so that master plan that provinces must approve must speak to one another across the spheres of government.
All right, MEC, we'll leave it there, and I appreciate you speaking to us this morning. Mpumalanga Human Settlements, MEC Speedy Mashilo, thank you for your time this morning.